Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Hit the thumbs up button as you come in. Please hit that thumbs up button, thumbs up, share, subscribe. Also, let me know what city you're from. Once you tell me what city you're from, if I see your city, I will shout it back. As you guys know, on this platform, we live under the B1 philosophy. B1 means we are Black first. Black first means that we put our people at the top of the priority list. It does not mean we're anti anybody, but it does mean we're very pro-Black, and I cannot apologize for being pro-Black. B1 means that we educate our kids. We believe in Black love. We believe in Black wealth. We believe in all the things that are going to make Black people's lives better. We don't just get into Democrat, Republican gangsterism. I'm not into all that. I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, or independent. All I care about is that you love Black people. So if you love Black people, put a yes in the chat, or put a B1 in the chat. B1, B1, B1. That's what we do. That's what we believe. Plush Pillows from Delaware. I see you. Ricardo out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. I see Letitia Williams out of Lithonia, Georgia. I hope you guys are having a great day. Sharon Walker out of Ohio. I'm an Ohio State Buckeye. I went to Ohio State. I hope you guys are having a great day. Alan Oliver from Olive Branch, Mississippi. That makes me think about Olive Garden, actually, to be honest with you. Do they have any Olive Gardens in Olive Branch? Anyway, Robert out of Detroit. Soul Diva, good to see you too. God bless all of you. So good to see everybody. All right, so I hope you guys are going to the All Black National Convention. Just as a reminder, the All Black National Convention is just 11 days away. It's going to be right there in the ATL. Ricardo says, I can't wait for the A, B, and C. Tell him, Ricardo, I need you to talk. Say something in the chat, man. Let them know how great the All Black National Convention is. The All Black National Convention, it's not anti-nothing. It's just pro-Black and pro-Black love. And we gather everybody, all the intelligent Black people in the world, all the people that care about the community, all the people that want to solve problems, all the people that want to make our people better. That's what the convention's for. So if you are in that category, if you are one of those people, if you are our people, then just go to allblacknationalconvention.com. You will learn, you will connect, you will grow, you will have fun. We have so much fun at the convention, but at the same time, we learn because we understand. Give me a yes if you get this. You can learn and have fun at the same time. You can have fun and be pro-Black at the same time. So we do all these things, and we gather experts, the leading experts from throughout the world, top therapists, top doctors, top financial experts in our community to solve problems in our community. So give me, by the way, so let's do a quick audio check too. Give me a yes in the chat if you can hear me okay. Let me know if you can hear me. Give me a yes in the chat really quickly so I can make sure my audio is solid and you guys are able to hear what I have to say. All right, so I don't have a ton of time. I'm doing my family meeting with my girls in a couple minutes. In case you don't know, in the Black Business School, we talk extensively about the importance of doing family business meetings every week. If you see your family as an empire, if you see your family as an entity, if you see your family as something that's powerful and structured and important to you, then you got to invest in that. Institutions grow because we pour into them, right? If you neglect the institution, then it won't grow. So if you are choosing just to be a baby daddy and not be a parent, then your relationships won't grow. If you're choosing just to have kids and send them off to work for white folks, then guess what? Then your wealth in your family probably won't grow, but some white man's wealth will grow because you just sold him all your children and they're going to work at the corporate plantation every day. No disrespect to anybody who is in the whole job race. I get it. I understand. I was raised in that culture too, but I really want you to understand, and we cover this every week when we do free Powernomics training in the Black Business School, that you were trained to do this. You were led to believe that your goal, your job as a Black person in this country was to basically be a servant to other people and to make other people wealthy. This is why we spend billions and billions of dollars, over $1 trillion in other communities, and we don't spend it in our own. We pour hundreds of thousands of hours every year into other people's assets and building other people's wealth and building other people's companies instead of building our own. That's why our companies don't get built and their companies do get built. That's why their companies get powerful and wealthy and become worth $1 trillion. And our businesses get torn down, boarded up, messed up. Well, because if you don't put time into something, then it's not going to get better. Give me a yes if you understand. Give me a yes quickly if you get what I'm saying, if you're hearing me, right? I need y'all to hear me on this. All right. So speaking of working hard, one guy that works really hard to be great at what he does is a guy named Michael Irving. Michael Irving he played for the Dallas Cowboys. He was an extraordinary athlete. I've been a Cowboys fan my whole life, so I'm very, very familiar with Michael. I'm familiar with his talent. I think he was one of the greatest wide receivers to have ever lived. And Michael had some legal problems. Give me a yes if you heard about any of these legal problems. Basically, he ran into the Terror Dome. He got tangled up with a white woman, and y'all know how that is. Y'all know what happens then. Y'all know what that looks like. You get tangled up with Miss Sally, you going down. So Michael Irvin apparently had a scenario where a woman at a Marriott alleged that he grabbed her hand and basically made a proposition to her. And the specific words that she claimed that he said was something like, "How would you like to have a big black man inside of you?" Now, if he said that, let me be clear. Let me be 100% clear. I need to just say this from the jump. Black men, please don't say stuff like that. But then again, I think Michael they claimed he was a little bit toasty. He'd been drinking a little bit. And this is one of the reasons why I don't believe in drinking alcohol or using drugs, because I can't tell you how many brothers I know who are in horrible situations right now, talking about penitentiary, in the morgue or whatever, because of things they did when they were drunk. I think alcohol and drugs were one of the worst things that that ever happened to the black community. Give me a yes if you've ever known the torture of having like a drunk ass uncle who couldn't be relied on for anything. Give me a yes if you've ever known the horror of having like a father or mother that's hooked on dope, or a cousin or a sibling. Like, give me a yes or no. Seriously, can you rely on anybody that is high and drunk all the time? No, you can't, right? So I'm not saying Michael's in that category. I'm not putting him in that category at all. I'm just saying that if he was drunk and he said some things he shouldn't have said, you got to be really careful, because one tried and true trick that's been in existence for thousands of years is to get a man drunk, and then he'll tell you all his secrets. He'll give away all his bread. He becomes incredibly unstrategic. He makes horrible decisions. Now, I'm not saying this happened with Michael. Michael has his side of the story. I believe that story should be heard 100%. However, I got to be honest and say, if any of that is true, I would encourage all brothers to understand, to learn from this, that when you when you are out of your right mind, you could end up making mistakes that could be very costly. Kuba Gooding Jr., for example, had a horrible situation where he had to pay millions of dollars because he touched somebody's boob while he was drunk. And it ruined his reputation and all these other things, because they treat you like a criminal and a predator if that happens. Now, again, I think that's a little bit of a double standard, because number one, a black man is more likely to be sort of attacked in this way. Number two, if a white woman says you did it, then in their minds, that means you pretty much did it. And then number three, I've had women grab me while they were just, maybe in love with just all this lusciousness. The black professor walks in the room. We're like the sexiest people around, right? So I've had a woman touch me because she just couldn't resist the lusciousness of Boyce Watkins. And I didn't say, go destroy that woman. Oh my God, I'm so traumatized. I can never, ever get up off the floor. I didn't say 20 years later, she touched my booty back in 1999. I didn't do that. I didn't say, go destroy that woman. Take $100 million from her and make sure she never works again and send her to prison. I didn't do that. I just said, ma'am, keep your hands to yourself, please. That's not appropriate, right? That's what I said, right? So again, I think that there is a debate to be had about just how traumatized a person is. If somebody, I think that Michael, if he did these things, he says he didn't. I don't know what the situation is. He says she should, but if he did touch her arm, the most he did was touch her arm and say, "Hey, I'd like to get with you, girl." I don't think that is something that warrants the penalty that he experienced. You get mad at me for saying that, but I'm sorry. I don't think that every situation is the same. And I'm willing to take on that debate if you want to tell me that Michael deserved whatever he got. I didn't agree with that. I did not think Michael deserved to lose his role at the NFL Network. He got booted off. They let him back on. And what I just read the other day is that the suit got settled. The number I saw was 25 million. If he got 25 million, good for you, Michael, because this man got 25 million and a great new job. He gets to work with a new slave master called Skip Bayless, because y'all know Skip Bayless is that's why Shannon Sharp had to leave, because Shannon's mad because Skip's trying to be massa up in there. Skip is kind of the overseer on that TV show, but that's okay. You move into another. That's life, right? You move into another man's house, then you have to play by another man's rules. That's why I think these brothers should have their own networks. They should have their own leagues, their own everything. Because, the NFL ain't nothing but a big plantation. LeBron said that. I didn't just say, if you don't believe me, then go listen to LeBron. Anyway, do me a favor. Please hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, share, subscribe. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. And by the way, if you want profit alerts sent to you, I send out stocks to my students once a week that I like. If you'd like those profit alerts sent to you and a list of AI stocks that I believe in, that I'm investing in, just text the word stock to 31996. Text stock to 31996, and I will send that out to you guys immediately. And that's just something free, courtesy of the Black Business School. Also, I have a new book out. It's called The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power. You can get a copy at drboycebooks.com. That's drboycebooks.com. And also my website, boycewatkins.com, has lots of free resources. And this podcast is also on Spotify and Apple. So look up my name on Spotify and Apple. You can hear this podcast. So Michael Irvin was able to get his suit settled. I believe it was settled somewhat in his favor. I'm glad he filed it. I think that he made a statement. I think that there should be proof when these kinds of accusations are made because the consequences are so great. Now, let me tell you about a brother who really got it, just got just kicked in the face. Has anybody heard the story about Mel Turner? While you hit the thumbs up button, give me a yes or no. Have you heard about Mel Turner? Anybody know about Mel Turner at Michigan State? Mel Turner at Michigan State. Let me tell you a story about Mel Turner. Give me a yes if you heard some of this. Mel Turner was the former football coach at Michigan State. This brother, and I say former because he just got fired. And let me tell you what Mel Turner just got fired from. Mel Turner had a contract for $95 million. Yes, Mel just lost $95 million over a situation where a woman claims that while they were on the phone, he started touching himself. Now, and I don't know, I got to double check, but I could have swore I read that they had some sort of previous, interaction. And she says he did that and it was against her consent. And so as a result, Michigan State has fired this brother from a $95 million deal. Now, let's start again from the beginning. From the beginning, I'm going to just tell y'all, give me a yes or no if you agree with this. I don't think, I've never met a woman that's worth losing a $95 million contract, other than my beautiful wife. My beautiful wife, baby, I will give up $1 trillion to be with you. I just want you to know that. But outside of my wife, ain't no woman I wouldn't even, like, if I'm making that kind of money and you ask me about my junk, my penis, I'm gonna be like, I don't even have one, ma'am. I don't even know what you're referring to. What are you talking about? I'm trans. I'd just be like, I don't even want to go there with you in that conversation because I ain't about to get trapped up in here. So the just the sheer lack of discipline, if that did occur, the lack of discipline of even exposing yourself in that way, literally and figuratively, is obviously problematic. But here's the other problem. This is the bigger problem. You need this thing called proof before you destroy a man's life. Give me a yes if we can at least agree on that. Give me a yes if we can agree that before you ruin a man's reputation, possibly send him to jail. He's not going to jail, but he's in financial jail. He's not going to coach at any significant school anymore. No, most universities won't hire him. Because somehow they just in their mind, when they see him, they're gonna see his junk, right? They're gonna see it in their head, right? I think that there should be a higher standard of proof in these cases. And I think that with Title IX and stuff like that at these universities, they make everything biased against the man, especially if the man is Black. The racism in this Michigan State inquiry is so deep and so treacherous that they should be called KKK University. This is a lynching to me. I'm not saying Mel Turner is innocent. I'm not here even fighting for Mel Turner. I'm fighting for your son. I'm not fighting for this wealthy coach at Michigan State. I'm fighting for your brother. I'm fighting for your husband. I'm fighting for every Black man on the planet who has a penis that he uses. I'm fighting for every person, every Black man on earth who has ever had a job or might want a job in the future, including the men in your family. That's who I'm speaking on behalf of, because this crazy idea, I want you to give me a yes or no. Give me a yes or no. Have you ever heard of any scenario? Can you name one situation? Y'all give me one situation where a white female has been removed from a very important post, from a $95 million job, because she hit on a man. She let a man know that, hey, look, I'd like to roll in the hay with you. I'd like to get down with you. Can you name one single scenario where a white female, especially let's say that she was hitting on a Black man, has lost a $95 million contract because she was attracted to another human being? Do you understand how dangerously reckless this sort of perspective has become? Where literally a white woman can say, I'm uncomfortable. He made me uncomfortable. I mean, are you kidding me? Are we really going back to Dixie right now? Is this what this is? Like, are we going back? This is Back to the Future. We're going back to old Southern Dixie, South Carolina in 1708. Well, he made me comfortable, y'all. And next thing you know, they're pulling out the lynch mobs. They're going after. I don't like any of this. I really don't. I get it if this guy really committed some blatant violation against somebody. I'd get it if he did something just insanely inappropriate. But literally from what I've read she claims that he touched himself. And also while they were on the phone, it wasn't even in person from what I understand. And also, I did not see any proof. The media is interesting in this. I remember a day when journalists had integrity and they felt like they needed evidence to ruin a man's reputation. But now the evidence is the accusation. If what's white is right. If she said it, then it must have happened. Believe all women, all this other nonsense, as if women can't lie. So here's what happened recently. Just if you want to update, ESPN says Mel Turner's lawyers sent a 106-page letter that presents new evidence to Michigan State's interim president and board of trustees Thursday morning as the administration hearing tied to the misconduct allegations against the former Spartans football coach began. The letter, which is from one of Tucker's attorneys and was released widely to the media, says the woman who brought forth the claim against Tucker that led to his firing, sexual awareness speaker Brenda Tracy, quote, appears to have made a career out of misleading and manipulating people. This woman, so again, if you're going to believe what she said about him, then you got to believe what he said about her. Give me a yes or no. Give me a yes if you agree. If you're going to blanketly believe what she said about him, then you must also believe what he said about her. If you can't believe him, then you can't believe her. The letter attempts to detail contradictions and allegations from Tracy, who filed the formal complaint against Turner with the school's Office of Civil Rights in December 2022. It says she manipulated a key witness, deleted key evidence, and selectively gave transcripts to the Office of Institutional Equity. Tracy's attorney did not immediately respond. The hearing was completed Thursday with Tracy answering questions from her lawyer. Michigan State fired Tucker for cause on September 27th. The next day, Tucker's lawyers sent a note to preserve documentation in anticipation of litigation. At stake for Tucker beyond the hearing is the $79 million he had remaining on his contract. The letter sent out Thursday was the latest in a tense back and forth between Tucker's side and the school, with the letter being sent by attorney Jennifer Belleville. It attempts to catch Tracy in conflicting statements using dozens of messages between her and her assistant, who is now deceased. The letter in part alleges that Tracy's motivations for filing the complaint are financial. Surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise. Is that, give me a yes if you think this is possible, that perhaps somebody who's desperate for money, who's tangling with somebody. Again, I'm a finance PhD. I can tell you money drives a lot of decision making. I wrote a whole book called Financial Lovemaking when I was on the faculty of Syracuse University. Financial Lovemaking, merging with assets with your partner in ways that feel good. That's the title of the book. And one of the things I can tell you without a fact, but you don't need a PhD to know this, is that money is a motive in 70 to 80% of the things that happen between men and women and in relationships and in life in general. Money is the motive. So give me a yes if you think it's feasible that a person who might be desperate for money, who's tangling it up with a guy who's got a $95 million contract, might consider possibly doing some sort of shakedown to say, hey, if you don't write that next check, I'd be curious to know how many checks he's written her in the past. I'd be curious to know if he's hooked her up financially. Because what do you think? Do you think it's possible that somebody could say, hey, if you don't write this next check, I'm going to destroy you? Can you imagine someone saying that? Or do you think white women are too pristine, just so pristine and so honorable, y'all, that they would never consider doing that? I'd like to know this lady's background. You know, do you have an issue with money? Has he written you checks before? Do you have some other issue in your life that might cause you to need money? Child support issues, maybe with your kids or something, maybe drugs. I don't know. Right? The letter in part alleges that Tracy's motivations are financial. One of Tucker's lawyers shared that what Tucker's team says are partially redacted parts of conversations Tracy had with her former assistant where they discuss her finances and the notion that she will be open to settling her claims with Tucker. So basically, and that's the funny thing too, this is what's interesting. I'm going to be honest with you. When you're talking about something as serious as harassment, assault, or something like that, and the conversation automatically jumps to money. Like the conversation automatically goes to, well, give me $50 million and I'll be okay. That honestly is a little bit suspect. Am I the only one who thinks that way? So it says here, I'm filing a formal complaint with MSU. Tracy wrote, according to the letter, my lawyer said after that, we can't let him know that we want to come to an agreement. Then it doesn't have to go to a hearing or anything else unless he wants it to. So basically saying you write the check, it goes away. So maybe it's possible. I don't know. Tell me if anybody else understands where I'm coming from. It's possible that, maybe, it was one of those things where he just said, if you don't, look, you're trying to jack me up and extort me. You're extorting me and I'm not giving into your extortion. I've seen that happen. I have seen that occur. I'm not going to go into details because I ain't got time, but I've seen that happen where somebody basically felt because they were being extorted and because they felt like they did nothing wrong, they said, look, fine, take it to court. Fine, file the complaint because you're not going to extort me for money, right? He's a coach. He's a football coach, so he understands defense. He understands mental toughness. He understands standing up to the bully. So to some extent, in some situations, I don't know about this one in particular, but some situations, the white female has become the bully. Who you think is the victim can actually be the aggressor. And sometimes when you think somebody harmed another person, it may not be because they were harming anybody. It could be because they were just defending themselves. Okay. So anyway, guys, I don't have a lot of time to talk about this. I'm just going to say that on the other side of accountability, have your sons watch this video. Have them understand that you go on these campuses, especially, or you go on these corporations, you cannot just be messing around with every Becky and Cindy and Missy that comes along. You cannot constantly make yourself vulnerable because you don't have sexual discipline. Again, I don't know what Mel Turner did. Maybe he did nothing. I'm not saying he did anything. I'm saying even if he was messing around with this woman in a consensual fashion. One piece of advice my father gave me when I took the job at Syracuse University, which my father was a cop and he was a smart man. One thing my father told me when I took that job and I just signed this contract to me, it might as well have been $10 million. I was making $115,000 a year. I was 30 years old, my first big job. My father said, don't you F nothing on that campus. Don't even leave it open for interpretation. And I didn't do that. And, a few years later, there was a professor named Adam Banks, who was the same age as me, who slept with a student, and they had his mugshot on TV like he was O.J. Simpson. Literally, it was consensual, but then years later, 6 months after they broke up, she filed misconduct charges or something. I don't know what that was. Whatever those charges were, I think they got dropped. But yet his reputation was destroyed. And when I saw him on TV, again, looking like a criminal, even though I don't think he is, I thought about what my father said. So some of y'all boys ain't got no daddy. So let me be your daddy for about 30 seconds. And as your honorary daddy for the next 30 seconds, or honorary Uncle Boyce, whatever you want to call me, I'm warning you, keep your stuff in your pants until you get off work. Don't even think that there's any room or wiggle room or license or possibility that you can go lay down with Becky, Cindy, and Missy on that job and not have the chance that somebody could come along and destroy everything you work for. And this is terrible when you get to be 35, 40, 45 years old and you've built up a 20-year distinguished career that's just ruined because somebody got mad and decided they want to get revenge on you. Now, I don't know what happened with Michael. I don't know what happened with Mel, but I know this is a trend. And this is not a new trend. This is a trend that has occurred since slavery, y'all. This is since slavery. This is nothing but a reflection of slavery. Black men can't do this. Black men can't go and get $100 million or $50 million or whatever because somebody touched his arm or asked him out on a date. We can't really do that. We don't have the same credibility. So all I'll say is at the end of the day, it's highly inappropriate. It's incredibly racist. It's very problematic that what the Michigan State did. They should be ashamed of themselves. So don't think I'm victim blaming at all. I'm not. But I am saying also to Mel and any black man that goes in that space to get that money, you got to be careful. That's why I'm very happy to not work for these institutions. I'm very happy to be free to do what I need to do. Because my wife is the person I work with, and she don't mind getting harassed every now and then. I can go in and kind of sneak a little kiss on the cheek, and she ain't go give me a hard time. Anyway, I got to go, guys. Got to go meet my kids. Love you guys. Don't forget, All Black National Convention, October 20th through 22nd in Atlanta, Georgia. Be there or be square. Our people getting together, smartest black people on the planet, getting together to solve problems for our community. Excellent networking with other like-minded B1 people, and also a ton of fun. We got Victory Boyd and her family from Rock Nation coming in to perform. They are the absolute best. You guys love them. She was just performing for Jay-Z the other day. She'll be performing for y'all in Atlanta. That's how dope this is. Akilani Honda, greatest rapper on earth, is coming through. We have a lot of great people coming by, in addition to lots of learning and lots of growth. So join us, allblacknationalconvention.com. That's allblacknationalconvention.com. Another reminder, go to boycewatkins.com. There's lots of free stuff there. You can get financial alerts from me, stuff like that. And in addition to that, don't forget also, if you want to take out my new book, The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power, just go to drboycebooks.com. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful day. God bless.